This is Kevin Harlan alongside Steve Kerr and Clark Kellogg. This place is going to go crazy. Next up is the three-point contest where tonight one NBA sharpshooter will add his name to a trophy that contains a who's who of the best long-range bombers in league history.
This is all about concentration, guys. Steve can attest to that. You get on a roll, lock into that rhythm. That's what you try to do here.
No question, Clark. And the crowd is behind you. You know, the fans are watching on TV. It's really a different environment than a game.
So it's James Harden ready to go. He'll have 60 seconds to get off 25 shots from beyond the arc.
Yeah, with each make counting as 1 point except the last ball of each rack, which counts for 2.
Yeah, that's the money ball, Clark. And those shots are usually the ones that end up deciding this contest.
Steve, you know, I wonder what you think about being the first one out there. There clearly are some pros and cons to it.
I like it, Clark, because you just finished warming up, and now you don't have to sit and watch and wait. So you might as well get right out there and get started.
Money ball, no good. He's got 5. Now with 6. 2 racks to go. Points. Could only get 1 shot to fall off the rack. 10 points on the board. 11 points. An 11-point round for him there. Well, I didn't expect that score to be as low as it was. What about you guys?
Well, we kept waiting for that point where he'd get hot and rattle off a few in a row, but it just never came.
Here we go with Damian Lillard.
It's all about establishing the rhythm early on and then keeping it going throughout the round. Am I right, Steve?
Oh, yeah, for sure. If you get off to a slow start in this competition, Clark, you're in big trouble because the clock starts to tick. You start to panic a little bit. You start to rush. You really need to find that groove early, and then you can gain your confidence and let it roll. Got a decent start here, guys.
10 points on the board. Now with 11.
That puts him at the top of the heap.
Can't get the money ball. Not just 13. He's at 14. Now to 15. 5 big points on that rack alone. That gives him 18. Kept up a great pace right there. He even left some time on the clock. His score sits at 18 points for the round. Now that's how you do it. Outstanding focus throughout the round.
Yeah, it was a terrific start. He was feeling it from the get-go.
So it'll be Kyrie Irving here.
And Steve, you know that it's crucial to stay as loose and as relaxed and as comfortable as possible heading into the round.
Yeah, I thought my first couple of times in this competition, Clark, I was way too tense. When I finally won it in my 4th try, it was because I really didn't have any expectations. I came in just wanted to have fun, and I did have fun because I won.
Second place. Good for 13. A 3-point rack for him right there. Now 14. One last rack remains. Oh, no. His 5th consecutive miss. He's missed 6 straight. He doesn't look comfortable. 14 points is his total as the round comes to a close. He turned in a pretty good round right there, don't you think?
There were a few ups and downs, but overall it turned out to be a fairly decent round.
Yeah, I'd give him kind of a B+ for that one. You know, you hope for more, but it probably lived up to a reasonable expectation.
So it'll be Brad Beal here.
Well, Brad Beal, renowned in high school for his outside shooting. He was solid during his freshman season in Florida. But you see the stroke. You know he's going to be an excellent 3-point shooter in this league for years to come.
11 points is the cutoff. That's not insurmountable, but that's the minimum he needs. He's got to be feeling very confident about his chances here.
7 points more to stay alive.
Ouch.
His 5th consecutive miss.
Look, he just had a flat tire. He's gone off the rails. 3 bad racks in a row. 7 more points to stay in contention.
He's got 5.
No margin for error here. He needs to run the final rack.
He winds up with exactly 6 points. Something went terribly wrong out there, guys, with him in that round.
Well, you always want to find a rhythm in this competition, and when he missed all 5 balls on the second rack, that rhythm was gone.
And so we'll see Stephen Curry.
You look at the numbers through the first part of his career, and there's a legitimate case that Steph Curry will go down as maybe the best shooter in the history of the NBA.
To stay in it, he needs at least 11. A great shot here, not the highest scored.
Curry really catching fire now. He's in the zone.
3 more points to stay in contention. What can you say? 2 more points to stick around. That ties him up for third here.
That gets him into the third hole and books him a place in the finals.
He's tied for second. Down to the final rack. Now in second.
Nice finish. Well done. These last few shots have been beautiful. Pretty to watch.
So he ends up at 17. That was a nice piece of shooting we saw from him out there.
I was impressed just with his poise, guys, because he stayed on a very even keel from one rack to the next.
And so we'll see Wesley Matthews.
You know, Wes Matthews, Kevin, out of Marquette, had a really solid career there, but was undrafted. A player who's really solidified himself as a quality NBA talent. I mean, a tough defender, he's a pretty good shooter, can handle it. I mean, there's not anything he doesn't do reasonably well.
You remember his dad, Wes Matthews, don't you?
Yeah, I do. I remember that. Yeah, those Wisconsin teams cost me a Big Ten championship. Cost us a Big Ten title back in 1980, and Wes Matthews was the culprit. He was the catalyst for knocking us off twice in the league.
I am sorry I brought that
Yeah,
up.
you knew what you were doing.
No, I
you
did
knew what
not.
you were doing. Yeah, you knew what you were doing.
Steve, help me out here. He's got to get at least 14. A good chance for him here. That score is beatable. Moneyball, no good.
Well, at this point, he's in the finals. He's moved into third. And that puts him in a second-place tie now.
He finishes the round with 17 points. I'd say he handled that round pretty well, guys.
Yeah, even if he didn't set things completely on fire, it's still a fine score. I mean, what did you take away from it, Steve?
Well, you know, it wasn't his best, but he gutted out a pretty decent round when he didn't have his best stuff, and that's the sign of an excellent shooter there.
Lillard's got the best score in the qualifying round, guys. I'll bet he's excited for the final.
You know, Steve, this isn't like some years where there's one guy you point to going into the finals as the obvious favorite.
No, it's not. I mean, and that's what's going to make it fun. I mean, you couldn't pick a more competitive group of guys to have in the finals.
And so it'll be Stephen Curry. Well, back to Curry. What is crazy is that he puts up all that he does while being one of the few who can shoot off the dribble. You know, most other guys, Clark, at his level, are catch-and-shoot guys.
No, he's remarkable with his ability to shoot it off the bounce. Just a really pure stroke. One of the purest in the history of the league, in my opinion.
Can't get the money ball. Good for 13. Make that 14. 16 points is his score for the round. Well, a very respectable performance from him there, guys.
Well, we all know how important the money balls are in this event, and he hit 4 out of 5 of them. That's very good work.
And so we'll see Wesley Matthews.
A hot start is pretty essential, isn't it, Steve? I mean, it seems like we rarely see guys recover from a bad first rack or two.
I think the key is that first money ball, Clark. You know, even if you miss a couple early, if you can make that money ball on the first rack, get a couple points under your belt, now all of a sudden you can settle down and start firing away.
7 more points and he'll tie it up. Up to 10 now.
6 points more and it's tied.
11 on the board. Money ball, no good. 5 more points to tie it up. He misses his 4th straight. He's getting cold. 5 consecutive misses.
5 more points to tie it up.
That gives him 12. Well, I think, yeah, that's it. He's done.
Yep, he can't make it up in these last few shots, Kevin.
Well, thanks for coming. We will see you next year.
And he's got 15 points when the round ends. Here we go with Damian Lillard. Here we go. This is it. He led all qualifiers. Now, can he emerge victorious in the finals? And it's 17 to go ahead, or at least 16 to tie it up. 1 point. That's 2.
There we go. Well, he handled that rack well.
Now with 6.
Pretty good start there for him.
He's up to 7. 8 more points for him to tie it up. Now 9 points.
Liking that. I'm feeling all of that.
That's 5 straight. He's getting on a roll. 5 more points needed for the win. Not just 13, now 14. He's made all but one of his money balls. Hits for the win.
And a little victory lap through his final shots.
A chance to tack on a few points for posterity.
He gets all the way up to 21 points. His stroke looked terrific in that round, guys.
Boy, he put that 3rd rack to bed in a hurry, didn't he? Just about the fastest.
Club muchacho, assorted flavors, and these gelatos inspire young minds to stack my nachos with the rock determination.